Just being here at Rogers Arena says a lot about Sam Smith's stardom. A year ago, hardly anyone in North America had even heard of him.
Vancouver!
Now he's playing to almost 20,000 fans. Ask the critics what's launched him so high, so fast, and they'll tell you it's that voice.
Kiss my lips and taste the again.
Smooth, soulful, strong, many critics compare him to Adele. Also British, also a powerful singer whose success has been about her sound, not her style. I spoke with Smith during a sound check just before he took the stage in Vancouver. So in a way I would think you might be a little bored at that comparison to Adele because you have certain things in common but many things that are different.
There's many more differences between me and Adele than there are similarities, you know. I sometimes get sad because I think the reason why I'm compared to her is maybe because me and her are the only few people that just stand on stage and sing, you know. We don't have our asses out and we're not going crazy and have crazy, you know, shows that are, you know, explosions everywhere.
Pop music can sometimes seem like a shopping mall of hot new stars and glossy videos.
I'm all about that bass, bass.
I'm crazy.
But what seems to make Smith stand out is not just his music, but his lyrics. A young, openly gay man speaking so candidly about love and loneliness. And so he's not just become a musical idol, but a role model too. And he told me he's comfortable with that, but on his terms.
I believe being a role model is going through human things, you know. At some point I may do loads of things wrong and be very badly behaved, but you know, me writing about that and writing music about it, being human, that to me is what's being a role model, not being this idea of perfection, because no one's perfect.
Are you bored or even slightly resentful when interviewers like me ask you questions about your sexual preference?
No, I'm not at all. I'm because you've asked me many questions about my music before you've asked this question. I just don't like it when people ask about my sexuality, then ask me how Kim Kardashian smells, and then what Beyonce is like, and then
I asked you about Beyonce.
But you still asked me about my music.
Yeah. Thank goodness. So let me ask you about Kim Kardashian.
I do it for the love. I do it for the love.
Being himself has, so far, not pushed him onto the tabloids, but there has been at least one little controversy. Turns out the melody of Stay With Me
Oh, won't you stay with me?
sounds a lot like a Tom Petty hit from 1989, Won't Back Down.
Well, I won't back down.
Awkward, perhaps, but Smith and Petty have worked it out. They'll share royalties from the song. In a statement, Tom Petty called it a musical accident. And so does Smith.
And it was a complete accident. I'm 22 years old. I actually still haven't listened to that song.
But here's a question I've always wanted to ask a songwriter. Only 8 notes in the octave, few flats, few sharps.
There's only so many notes on a piano.
I would think, isn't it terrifying? You could, I mean, the whole Tom Petty thing aside, you could have a tune and think, this is it, I nailed it. And then you show up in the studio and somebody says, you know what, that was done 15 years ago.
Yeah, of course, and it's happened, it's a very, very regular thing that happens. And I didn't realize that. And I'm still learning about all this stuff. You know, I just go into the studio and that Stay With Me was me just writing a song about me sleeping with too many people and wishing they would stay over. That was my mindset when I was writing that song. And yeah, I was very shocked to find out that the melody was similar. Because again, 22, had never heard the song. But it's all been dealt with very amicably, and Tom actually wrote a letter to me the other week, which was really kind, just to say, you know, how this happens and it's understandable, and you know, it was never a malicious thing, and we tried to all deal with it in a very classy way.
This year's nominees include Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Sam Smith,
and dealt with before this weekend's Grammys, the most prestigious music awards in the United States. Smith is nominated for 6 awards.
I feel odd about it, actually. Do you know what? I'm quite relaxed because I've already won. not the Grammys, but I've already, my dreams are complete right now. I've already won in life in terms of like, I've sold 5 million records. Like, I'm traveling around the world, playing arenas in places I've never even been before. I've got a strong fan base, and I've managed to stay myself and true and have my same friends and family around me. I feel like a winner already, and I feel amazing. The Grammys and the Brits and all these award shows, they for me are just a lovely gold lining you put around all of it. It's a beating heart out, babe.
4 months ago, he was playing a 2,700-seat theater in the city. This week, a sold-out hockey arena. And on Sunday, he finds out if his breakthrough year will have a golden lining. Ian Hannamansing, CBC News, Vancouver.
Leave him for me.